me to do it. That's why
They just clapped him in the back of his neck for not being here. So, first of all, before I start, welcome back, because I know the flu had you under wraps because you were a bitch. Because you were a bitch.
Yeah, my health.
This is episode...
Sorry, I couldn't fight my health.
I'm sorry, it's soft to you. It weren't COVID, it was a cold, bruv.
No, it wasn't.
You had a Rona?
Disgusting.
Or was it cold?
It was disgusting.
Soft you, man.
Man flu that every male talks about.
Soft like his team's back four, bro. Soft.
Ooh, wow.
Too soon.
It's really not too soon.
It's happening. No, it's literally happening way too
Soft like a Ghanaian girl's batty.
Way too soon. I've generally found
Soft,
Ghanaian bays
soft
to be
like
quite
Haagen-Dazs
hard.
ice cream.
Also quite hard in the freezer.
No, it's not. You need to fix
Haagen-Dazs,
you need to fix your settings on your freezer. But anyway, this is episode 120 of the Different Strokes podcast with myself, Raw Talk Reese, who you have in the studio to my right.
Shout out to go get your Ghanaian backside.
There's never too much.
Never too
Ghanaian
much.
backside.
To my left.
Never too much.
To my left.
Me.
No,
yeah.
E.
I thought you introduced yourself already.
C.
Sorry.
Hey, Mr. O. Hey. How you doing? How?
And to his left.
It's Katie.
So silly.
Mark, how you doing?
I wasn't right until she done that.
I'm so happy Katie don't jump on his rap wave because, boy, this nursery ranting is crazy. Quickly before I ask you, have you seen that podcast with Wiley where he's rapping?
Yeah, then I forwarded it to you.
You didn't send it to me. I found
I watched the whole.
No, I've got to say,
the
I'm
whole
gonna watch it,
podcast. It was a good interview.
But yeah, go. So how was it?
It was really good. I'm alright. I saw Woman King the other day.
No spoilers, please.
Very good
I
film.
beg.
Really enjoyed it.
I need to see it.
Really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna try
Why you
to see
got
it
your hand
weekend.
up for? This ain't school.
Just because, you know.
Actually, I don't want to
Anyway,
try to see it next week. I don't think I have time to see it this week.
speaking of nursery rhymes,
Wait, how are you doing?
I'm good, you know. I'm alive. I'm feeling better. Still got a little bit of a cough, but I'm great.
I see you got your Bill Cosby sweater.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
it's cold out there.
What?
I threw it over a shirt.
is wrong with
and
you?
didn't
And the
give a fuck
buckle
today.
and the shooting and the betting and the
And the pudding pops.
he's just got back.
Katie, how you doing? And what about your next
Holding it in.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hey yo,
gotta hit.
why for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Katie, how are you? And what about nursery rhymes?
I am fine. It actually wasn't nursery rhymes. It's just off the back of that. You know, we was talking about last week when we were saying, what's his name? It's a cow. Goofy.
Yeah,
No, he's a dog.
are you sure?
Goofy is actually not a cow.
I'll tell you.
He's not. It's so weird because I was looking at the terminology and basically, I was with Phil's nephew and he was watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and there's actually a character on there that's a cow and she's very different to Goofy.
Mabel.
Yeah.
No, it's something.
Something Mabel. They date.
Yeah, it's weird, but she's a cow and he's still. And I had to Google it again. And Goofy, some people call him a cow, but Goofy's apparently not that anybody cares about this. But he actually,
I was about to say that.
no, I had to say it because I
Goofy's
was
a
like,
dog.
What a deep dive into Goofy. Yeah.
he's a dog, and they was doing the comparison of him and Pluto, and Pluto's a dog that walks on all fours, and they've given Goofy the gift of speech and walk on two legs. But we all know Walt Disney is very tapped
both dogs,
and
though. I see that's one of them stupid things that will come to your mind and you go, wait.
no, I had to think. I had to say it.
I googled it. I had to Google that as well.
And we was
just 'cause
like,
I wanted to know.
because when we said it to me, I was like,
That damn Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
really? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what made me see it.
It does that shit.
I said,
It does that.
oh,
Come inside. There's fun inside.
you are. Don't turn Mickey Mouse into. Don't. We're not gonna do that.
I didn't know.
We're not gonna do that. What?
Isn't that not the song?
Come inside is fun inside. That is.
Right.
That is.
Cool.
That
Wasn't
he's
it?
inviting you into his clubhouse with his friends, and it's not like that.
I likes you.
Mark, control the conversation.
No, I can't from that.
Look at
Anyway,
This is
I would encourage people to watch the Redeem Team on Netflix. I think it's very good. Even if you're not into basketball, I think it's very good.
Film or series?
And
It's a movie.
it's a doc.
Documentary, sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's just talking. Well, it's about the
2007?
USA
Basketball
basketball team.
2007.
2007, 2008, I think, around them times.
So basically, they were in the mud as a basketball team and were embarrassed. And it talks about the squad that had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Chris Bosh.
They're ballers, man.
Who else in that squad?
Carmelo
Anthony. They were just hitters, and how they went from that embarrassment and how Kobe's mentality kind of helped.
Because I didn't realize when they brought Kobe back into it, this is when he was literally like the bad guy, where a lot of people blamed him for Shaq leaving LA, Lakers.
Shaq snitch, bro. That's why. That's his
I'll
fault.
literally watch it for.
But it is really good
Hour and
though.
a half. I'm gonna watch it today, but I've been putting it off. I was supposed to watch it yesterday, but when your team's winning things, you have to kind of pay attention.
Yeah, basically. I agree.
Fortunately, this scene I wouldn't know.
That's
The
so
thing is, I love Gabriel, because I looked up. Gabriel just like, please don't look at me. We can keep on looking at my phone.
Reese, I will turn your microphone off.
You know, like that. But yeah, Mark, kick
I
us off,
wouldn't
please.
know.
Has anyone been so sick they had to vomit?
What?
Vomit.
What's a vomit?
Shit vomit.
Never in my life.
Shit vomit at the same
Yeah.
time.
Oh, you tell us. You were off last week.
I've never done both.
And
When you say what? At the
Have you ever
same
taken a
time?
shit and brushed your teeth at the same time?
What?
I want to ask you one question.
I want him to explain that.
No.
I want him to explain
There's
that.
no explanation for it. It's a simple question.
I need to
It's a
ask him
yes
a
or
question.
no.
I need to ask him a question before.
But it's not a simple question,
No,
is
Kadia,
it?
I need to ask him a question. What Nigerian household did you grow up in where that was allowed?
Didn't say it was allowed. It was just a question.
Because Gabriel's
I
looking
didn't
at me.
say I
Like,
did
I'm
it.
looking at you like.
I didn't say I did it. It's a simple question. I've done it before, but
Well, you had to try it, yeah?
What? Do you not lean over the sink then? You just sit on the toilet and free like? Nah, I can't even.
move your balls.
Bruv, my only bad habit I have is brushing my teeth in the shower. And that's if I'm rushing, but on the
How
toilet.
can a man brush his teeth on the toilet? Like I know that sometimes people have small bathrooms, but even in a small bathroom, you've still got to do some reaching. That's not even the worst part. Why would you do the two together?
It was literally a yes or no
He
question.
was trying to prove he could multitask.
Didn't say
kind of stuff
Didn't
upsets
say
me.
this was
You
my
did-
regular practice.
you've done
Didn't
it.
say this was something I do all the time.
So you
Would
drop,
you?
Just the
So
yes
have you ever? Would you
or a
ever?
no.
so you dropping nuggets and spitting out toothpaste in the same bowl.
Why you got to say it like that?
What's wrong with Nigel Powers and the Mandem?
Why have you got to say it like that?
Is that like what?
Why have you got to put it
Dropping
like that?
nuggets.
Spitting out toothpaste. Stop it.
Your mind's in the mud. I ignored him.
You should see
she-
his face
she
when
can't
you
do
said
that.
it. No, it's your face when you said it.
No,
the
I
joy.
haven't done, no, I haven't done
The
that because I
joy.
think it's extremely strange.
All right.
Why did you do that in the first place?
Did you? Or you thought about
He said
it?
he's done it.
No, I did it once.
Only once.
Was you that much of a
Not 3-4 times.
I was there for a while.
And you thought, wait, let me just brush my teeth while I'm
I
at
was
it.
there for a while. I was like, listen,
No, oh yeah.
I got shit to do.
I think O has,
I got shit to do.
No pun.
I think O has Kanye's mind where
I
it's just
got
like,
shit to do.
oh, let's do something that nobody else does. Let's try something that's really obscure and weird for the sake of doing it.
I was thinking of the opposite.
Well, I can't even remember what you asked. That's how bad it is. Oh yeah, I do know. No, I've never done that, but I've not been sick for like
Normally it's like, I think when people have that, it's like
food poisoning.
When it's coming out both ends at the same time.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's mainly if you've probably got sickness and diarrhea as well. But it might not, but like you probably would get the urge to.
Yeah, you can probably like
You're
vomit
being
and
sick
then
and
turn
you're like,
around.
shit, I need to shit. Oh, I need to, yeah, but no. Have you never done that? When you're really ill and you're going to the toilet and then now you want to vomit?
I don't get sick, you know this.
Yeah. The last time I was death's door sick, yeah.
Basically, you got 2 more weeks before your nose starts doing the snotty simmers.
It's been so, I've been using this stuff and it's been working, so I'm hoping.
That sounds so wrong.
Not.
What stuff?
What?
You should be using some stuff.
Mark, you're clutching at straws. Leave her alone.
Really?
You really are.
Cocaine?
Really are. No.
Chapel.
Just basically, it's like I have a sleep spray and whatever.
Who's your connection, El Chapo?
Stuff. What? What?
Huh?
What?
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 Are you not done? Or are we gonna get to a topic?
No, but no. Of late, I've been quite good with the nasal issues. I don't want to talk to you.
Katie, you said you had topics when we walked in. What's going on? What you got?
Oh, so. Oh, actually, yes. Seeing as Monday was World Mental Health Day, I don't know if anybody knew that or.
Yeah, I knew that.
We all knew that. Kind of hard to ignore it.
I know. I thought you did, but I just thought anyway. But no, I don't want to delve too much into.
Last time I checked on social media, your mental health doesn't matter when you're a black man. But okay, continue.
I'm glad you said that. Hold that thought. Didn't want to delve too much into the whole mental health thing because I know we talk about it quite often. But the question I had was more like a generic approach to us lot and even to anybody else, obviously, that's listening or whatever.
A wellness check. A wellness check.
No, I do those privately.
Well, you're right.
Really waiting for you to land this plane.
Nah. Did you see the face?
Yeah, but I agree with what you said.
No, okay, no, all right, yeah, all right.
It took that long that I was there like,
Huh? Yeah, because I was talking in
Have
between.
you finished?
land this bitch.
All I was asking was
Sweet
just
Moses.
a generic question. Basically, what kind of support do you think has been given, or I'd say should take place, just in light of the whole mental health awareness thing, whether it's mainly aimed at men with mental health, men with mental
What is
health,
the question?
black men with mental health. Do you think enough is being done on that front?
Thank
Even
you.
if it's... I said that though, before.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said, what
didn't.
kind of support do you think is being
You know what it is?
given or has been given?
When someone trying to
When the
reverse
plane
the car.
lands and then it goes up again, you're like, oh, we were
I
so
did
close.
though. Okay, I think we pretty much established that I go around the houses and
No,
back.
it's not that.
I go
Established.
around,
We established
I
that
go
long
around the
I don't
houses.
think do you know what your biggest you know what your worst habit is? Your build up is too long, and then
I
by the
like
time we
it.
get it. But I'm trying to tell you, your build up is too long, and then when we get to the question, you haven't consolidated your question.
A
So
complete
there's so
question,
much
so you
going
don't
on.
know.
Yeah,
Because
it's
there's so many things I actually want to know. Okay, but no,
Ask-
yes,
no, then-
there is a massive build-up.
ask
Okay?
a question, and then from our answers, then add on.
Nah, because then we start talking.
No, but then you can add on in the context of the conversation.
No,
That's why.
it's true, we can, but we really
That's
do
why
start
always faces like
talking.
that. That I come across on the internet as the bully because I'm saying no. This is what the problem is.
No, but I
but
don't know
them lot are reacting to it now.
I know, but you, of all people...
It's just,
What? So the question is, what do you think
I just
people
want to
should
get
do?
my luggage and get off this plane.
Looking out the window and everything.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
I can't even... I got over my head. I can't even not laugh. That was
KDR.
that was a really good
KDR. So what you're saying is,
Tired,
what do you
man.
think people can
a
do
long
to?
flight.
Yeah, like it's. Do you know what it is? It's so in your face. Like if it's
What's
at
the
work,
question?
on social media.
Question.
What? Does it again?
The pilot's not letting me off, man. Come on.
Still hasn't actually asked like a functional question.
I did. I said what? Okay, I didn't finish.
Why do
asking
you think
it.
them two are
I didn't
laughing?
finish asking it. Okay.
My whole
Alright.
chest area.
Let's start it again.
Again.
No.
We ain't landed yet.
The heart on the door is scored.
Go on.
Oh, your sister, sorry, your sister.
Okay. What did you?
Oh.
Do you think enough is?
Oh, the
being-
hand
Stop clapping in front of the mic, please. Stop it.
Oh, is it really bad?
Yeah.
Do you think enough is being done on the mental health front? I don't want to laugh when saying this. That could be either on social media or whatever. Or do you think more can be done in terms of raising awareness and helping people that struggle with talking about mental health?
Can I ask you a question? Like, I will answer your question, but can I ask you a question? Do you think enough is done before racism?
You kind of took where I would, but no.
But then the same rules apply then.
No, I know, but you kind of took
you have to
the
understand
similarity that I was going to compare it to, but
in the
no.
current climate we're in, a lot of people suffer from anxiety and a form of mental health. I don't think COVID helped in any capacity because of people just being locked inside and not, maybe some people lived alone and the rest of that stuff. So do I think enough's done for mental health? Of course not. I have friends who suffer from like, or on the pendulum of mental health where they're on the extreme end, and some people who are on the lighter end. I think the awareness part is the first part that needs to be done. And I think when I talk about mental health, I apply it in the same way I would have when you're talking about inclusivity and diversity within businesses across the diaspora, whether it's you're talking about race or you're talking about sexuality, ECT and the rest. I think you have to have the uncomfortable conversations so you break people's mode of thinking, and then from then it can actively move forward. I personally think social media, it doesn't work because social media is a double-edged sword where some people will be like, oh, you have to be kind to our people, but then you will draw people out. Caroline Flack is an example of this, and she took her life. So, and we've mentioned this before. So I think social media, it comes across, for me, if I see someone who's suffering mental health and they've kind of created their platform to talk about mental health, then you have that there. You have charities like Mind and things like that who do talk about mental health and are there for mental health. But ultimately, for people who are going through mental health, it's never not going to be enough because ultimately their plight isn't the same. It's not homogenous. Like, touch wood, for example, if KU was going through mental health and you was on the extreme end of, like, for example, mental health, schizophrenia, ECT, down that avenue, if, for example, you felt like the world was closing in on you and then, touch wood, O was going through mental health, for example, O can get the support because he's on a middle tier or a lesser tier pendulum of it where it's more manageable, and yours can be more on the extreme end and you don't feel like from a social media aspect or from a family aspect or from a general government aspect,
You're getting the help that you need.
there you go. So it's never going to be, I mean, especially in the world we live in, there's always going to be a level of stress. Right, yeah. And it's how, to the general person who, for example, doesn't suffer from mental health, it's how they manage their stress. You're talking about someone who has mental health, you can't apply the same rules to them because ultimately their brain doesn't function in the same capacity as someone who doesn't suffer from mental health, even if it...
And can have the opinion on
There you go.
what should be done and what shouldn't be done for them and to help them. It will never feel enough. There is more of an awareness, but I think that's through a collective talk of people and the zeitgeist of people who are now open and having the conversation about it publicly, which does a lot, unfortunately, for people who are suffering through things and who are who spend a lot of time on their social media. So for those people who are, some would say, kind of damaging themselves in being on social media, because social media can be unhealthy in some ways.
Can be.
I also think it's seen as more
It is.
of a fashion. I know we spoke about this before, but a lot of people would claim it for whatever reasons. I know you can't actually diagnose someone, but do you think from before where it was like, oh, mental health is becoming like a bit of a fashion, anyone who wants to throw it around, do you think it still is, or even more so now?
I have a friend who suffers from mental health who would say that
Yeah.
half these people who talk about mental health are full of shit. He said they're looking for a lick. You don't have anxiety. You just had a bad day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing is, I won't see it. For me, I wouldn't say that because to last time I checked, I don't suffer from any form of mental health. Whereas for him, he suffers from mental health. So he's looking at it from the gauge of, listen, I've had this for the whole of my life, and all these people are coming with their stories. Bro, allow it, man. You had a bad day, bruv. Just sort yourself out.
Get it? Like the little bit of stress and everything. People are like, oh yeah, because I've got mental health, and it's like, to be honest, I don't know. Like sometimes you can see it and sometimes you can't. That's why I was saying, do you think sometimes it's seen as more of a trend? It's seen cool.
It's an error of buzzwords.
Like, it's just
That's not to say that people don't.
weird.
That's not to say that, as I said, it's not. There's a pendulum for mental health across the board. It's not like it's not a simple thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like your brain. I always used to say your mind in itself is. People always say you got to look after your body, but you got to look after your mind, because you can fall by the wayside and your body, and you can be like, you know, F it, let me sort myself out and lose weight. If your mind snaps,
and your mind starts telling you things that you don't realize it's telling you.
It's kind of
wow.
Remember, your mind's a computer. When your mind snaps, it's not the easiest thing. Like one of the main things we learn growing up, especially when you're from certain areas, is not everyone makes it. So it's either death, prison, or your mind goes.
Yeah,
I've seen people.
The thing that literally controls everything.
It could change your outlook. The pressure could get to you. Like
I've seen people avoid roads and avoid that, and then just one trauma happens, and your brain goes, your mind goes, and you ultimately don't realize that for some people, like it's the dead end. Like you ain't coming back.
The PTSD of that as well.
There you go.
Which is this is a massively unspoken about thing amongst young men living that road life who go through shit and who can tell you stories. Oh yeah, I've seen so much, but
they become so numb.
Right.
About 10 years ago, they said they did a test and said that they did a test on someone within the crime epidemic, but when street life was a lot more volatile. I'm not saying it's not now, but I think people are it's different. It's not the same. And they said that a person who was basically beefing someone within the vicinity, they had the same PTSD level as someone who was in a war in Iraq.
Yeah. I remember hearing
which is
something
crazy.
Like that. I remember hearing something like that.
Do you see the video of I think it was 2 knife men in Bishopsgate in Liverpool Street?
I think I saw a picture, yeah.
And people got involved. I think 3 people got stabbed.
Oh, they rushed the 2 dudes,
just for trying to steal a mobile phone. I didn't know people were still doing that, but...
Well, have you not heard the cost of living's gone up, So you watch
Atlanta. Crime is going to be up and up.
Bro, you watch Atlanta.
Yeah, I did
Robin season, bro.
I did see that other video. It looked like back of Liverpool Street where 2 guys must have stolen the phone. And one of them was running down the road. And he got tackled by someone Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
side.
through the
yeah. And then some woman who looked like old Aunt Ethel came and applied a really impressive reverse chin lock on the ground.
For Nelson.
Listen, it was. I was like, she was applying pressure. She was leaning back. I was like, yeah.
Auntie Ethel,
People are. Well, I don't want to say fighting back, but. I mean, did you see the video of the there was a video that came out, I think day before yesterday. People are protesting again, and they're blocking off roads.
Petrol.
And yeah. So
and the black guy.
People are,
I saw the black guy.
people are now getting out their cars and literally dragging them like, yeah, look, we're not doing this. Come out the way.
No, my only issue with that, with those protesters, go and protest outside government.
Protest outside the company.
Ultimately, not even the company. Like
the people you're actually beefing.
I understand. For you to make change here, you have to basically disrupt someone's way of living. Ultimately, respectfully, this country is a drone country. So you go by what you're told, and you have a few people that step outside of the lines.
Yeah.
Affecting Susan from
who's trying to take her kids to work,
isn't
school.
Really gonna change things. You're just gonna piss them off, and you buck up the thing. These people don't care because there's no cameras on. Someone's gonna punch you in the face, right? Yeah, go and do it outside government, where ultimately you're going to cause a problem which affects them more. It's like them eco warriors that go into Selfridges and pour milk on the floor.
Oh, I saw that video. I was just like,
so weird.
raw. There was just like, yep.
You had to buy the milk.
Yeah.
Oh, snap, you do
It makes sense.
You had to buy the milk. Okay. So you're out of pocket. But you're putting money back into
Bro, the
the
worst
system
thing is,
that is
the worst
going
thing
to
is,
be
you're pouring
eventually
milk on the
creating
floor.
more
Yeah,
milk.
you're pouring milk on the floor. Yeah.
Someone has to clean up.
If someone drops, you can't even sue Selfridges. I'm suing you lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man came in and started putting milk on the floor. I'm seeing these people like, these wankers are back again. What is wrong?
I just seen this pouring milk and I was just like, raw.
Listen, I had to double take. I thought, what are they pouring on the floor? I said, nah.
Them Crips are mad, you know. I'm telling you. Oh, Crips, blue.
Oh,
It's cold.
All right. I got a random question. Have you ever had a friend who's had a partner and like things have been going really well for them and you're really kind of rooting for the person and then they break up and you're like, oh man, I was rooting for you.
was that a serious question?
Oh, so what's the question?
I don't care. It's none of my business.
What? As in, like, you got on with their partner?
You got on with the person. Like you met them before, you got on, you like, okay, you hear the relationship's going well, you're like, all right, cool, great. And then they break up and you kind of just feel disappointed, like, oh man.
Whether you give your opinion or not, like
Yeah, whether you give your
might
opinion or
just be
not,
like,
just as your own thought.
yeah.
I was like,
Moving on.
Sorry,
Moving.
this is all based on a story of.
I have
story time.
definitely.
It was based on a story of a guy who moved in with his partner, and they'd been living together for about 3 weeks, and then she went to Jamaica, and then he cheated while she was gone, and then she came back and found out, and she was just not impressed. And then I was like, wait.
With a friend.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, bro, you got
don't-
fired on your day off? It's just a question.
But then, wasn't the friend preying the man then?
Must have been.
You can't say it just happened.
Oh, the cat's away, the mice will play.
I don't like mice.
And how did the girlfriend find out? The friend told her?
She done it on purpose.
I don't know how she found out.
You're living dangerously.
Too dangerous for me. That's a weird one.
A weird one.
Not a weird one, but it's just like, what, you didn't think you got found out?
Why can I hear the? I can hear the more. Why do I have the song Motorsport in my head?
Motorsport.
Watch your man. You should watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Pressed. Minister mouth to mouth. I'm not gonna hear.
Nah, man, I was really rooting for him. Nice guy.
Is this a true story?
You still speak to him?
Oh, you're the person that was rooting for them. Like,
Sure.
I was really rooting for you.
Well, he wasn't the girl, was he?
No, you're the guy that cheated.
That's what I was thinking. I was wondering.
People root for him. He's fucked up.
Basically, oh, not again.
Oh, not again. Again.
Dang it.
This keeps happening to me.
I can't help it. I don't know what
She
this
made out like
is.
he was the Jeffrey Dahmer of cheating, bro.
Oh Lord.
Trip and fall again, is it?
Wow.
He changes his lenses. Woof.
Another trip and fall.
Changes glasses. Boy, he got from Nigel Powers to.
Them contact lenses are really mad, you know.
Huh?
He wears like these scary type contact lenses. Have you seen? I haven't finished it yet, but have you not seen? I think it's about halfway through.
No.
This is an episode about nothingness. Sorry.
It is an episode about.
I was thinking,
nothing,
yeah,
isn't
you
it?
lot are prepped. Nope. Man, I'm pulling out. Have you ever shit before
Is that
and
a
vomited?
documentary?
The Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. No, it's because you were saying about the lenses, and I was like, to be honest, have you not seen even on the front of the thing, like of the front cover, like he's kind of just advertised with those mad eyes. And I don't know if I don't know, I need to finish it, but I don't know if that's just to draw people in more.
Well, yeah, because of the success of the show.
No, he wears them in the documentary. I don't know if it's to draw the guys in. But it's freaky. It's like they're like cat eyes. They're fucking weird. And he sits there and watches horror films with them and says, "Yeah, I like it." And the violence turns him on. Anyways,
I got a question for you, though. I just remembered something. So after, I think it's been about 6 years, maybe I'm wrong, they're bringing back Big Brother.
Oh, jeez.
I personally think it's the worst idea, especially in the PC era.
Yeah.
fucking anthem.
Would you not ever go on Big Brother?
No, because they don't season the food.
Is that that's the only reason?
No, it's not my own
That's
reason.
the remit, people.
Oh, Jesus, take the wall.
In this day, no.
Yeah.
And I would hate to be the token black guy either.
Why would you have gone in there before? Man, bro, you live in a country where you're 3.5%.
I don't care. I just hate to be the token black guy.
When it first came out, it was like
in the first 8 years.
It looked like it was fun.
It was interesting. It looked fun. It looked like
You can get away with stuff without social media.
whole summer just interesting. The whole idea of being locked off and that aspect of it, and how
Convict.
that bit when they start going mad. Yeah, give us some fucking food. Yeah, how you doing with that?
I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not. No, I can't do that. Sorry. Oh, rest in peace, Nikki. Who is she?
She died. She died. Don't do that.
Who is she?
She died like a year and a half ago. Don't do that.
Yeah, but those classic moments from
They are. I'll still watch the old compilations, Nikki compilations.
So the takeaway of this. So
Nah. And I think like you said, in today's era where it's people not people can get offended very easily.
People are too sensitive. People can get offended very easily, and people are too sensitive. You can't. I don't think it would be, pardon the term, a riveting show based on people kind of being on their toes,
eggshells-ish.
the Makosi era. Like,
could you imagine that now?
In the swimming, in the pool.
King Makosi, that was a very mad season.
Like, I don't think you can get that, but you couldn't get the Celebrity Big Brother like Jade Goody, Shilpa Shetty. You couldn't get
that vibe.
You couldn't get that. I think, I personally think the era of, this is what I want to ask, do you think the era of reality TV
just about to ask
that platform is over?
Not over, but I think it's been so overdone.
Because you're talking about, you had Real World, you had Making the Band, you had X on the Beach, you've had Geordie Shore, you've had...
I think that era is done because it's different.
Remember, they even
60 Day Fiance and stuff like that.
They even remodeled.
They've remodeled them though.
They remodeled Love Island because remember, Love Island originally back in the day, the celebrity one was very different to what exists now. So
they didn't have phones and stuff then.
No, they didn't.
And I've got a text crap. Like they've really changed that up.
You want to go for a chat?
I hate that.
On a vibe here? Yeah, can I just have it? Yeah, where should we
go? Have you ever watched the full episode of Love Island?
Oh, they're talking over there. I wonder what they're talking about.
Oh,
let's get to sit closer.
Mark, have you ever watched the full episode of Love Island?
Yeah.
What's Mark Love Island, bro? Stop it.
When you got a partner, man, like them things.
So that's what you're hiding behind. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, the partner.
No, I'm just asking.
No. I said, he asked, Mark, have you ever watched the full episode of Love Island? He's like, yeah, but when you got a partner. So I said, you're hiding behind you watch Love Island.
I'm not hiding. I like watching shit like that.
No, but say you watch it by yourself.
Watch it.
I do watch it by myself though.
But you're telling me you've never watched Love Island by yourself? That's
well, recently, yeah.
You're a sucker, man.
I did.
Fuck you, man. Go home.
You can say your girlfriend or females introduce you to it, because I definitely introduced my boyfriend to it. But please, if there's a day when I'm podding, he's like, yeah, I watch Love Island anyway.
I got a question for you quickly.
Go on.
But it's a series of questions. Did you watch Married at First Sight?
Listen, Let me tell
I've
you,
literally just
somebody
catching up.
is putting me on to that
Relax.
show.
Have you not watched it? Or
I watched the
you've been
Australian
watching
one.
it?
I don't watch the UK one.
Oh, please.
No, listen.
But-
If you liked it,
Listen, can I ask my question?
go on,
Please, thank you.
I love it.
Do you watch the show? Yes.
Of course.
Right, yeah. Have you seen this series?
Yes.
The Australian one or
I ain't
the
seen it, but
UK
my boy
one?
I used to play football with.
I actually only watched
was
the
in
UK one.
it. Isn't it? I don't
What
know.
is that, Reese? Is that Australian or UK?
What the UK one? We're talking about the UK one now. I watched the Australian one generally.
Australian is better, but UK is just more.
I was shown about the Australian
Australian
one.
one is better.
Oh, the one where the couple started
Yeah.
cheating with each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
So the reason why I asked this question is, yeah, I've seen this on the timeline. I think I've watched a few episodes where it's easy to follow
yeah,
of what's going on. Obviously, for people who don't know, Married at First Sight is people who, based on a metric from these so-called, what you call them, relationship gurus.
experts or
They're full of shit
specialists.
because, first of all, they're not experts because if you were smart, you wouldn't put these people together.
Right.
Certain people, yeah.
So
I see,
obviously-
certain people,
so
I
what-
see
what I
why,
said-
but
what I said is you man are frauds, but that's my opinion. Right, yeah. I'll keep my opinion for the rest of that to myself.
but you see what they base it on. They don't. Yeah. Anyway.
So then,
They don't
obviously,
base it on
all these
things you
people
would
together.
expect.
My takeaway, and I think if you've ever edited, Mark has, like film-wise, I have, you can see where there's jump cuts. So where they build suspense and whatever
100%.
during the
It's
show.
similar to Love Island, though, isn't it?
Now, I'm going to ask everyone in this room this, even though I want to ask Katie, but I want to ask everyone in this room this first, yeah. There was two couples in the show. One Mark knows. Right, yeah.
What, personally?
Yeah.
Just keep ball with him.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And the other one was the tattooed guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the one Mark knows is the black guy.
Must do, because he's
Keisha.
local.
With Keisha. Cool. Obviously, the show's been heavily edited, regardless, but you can still see what's in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
The way how both Keisha and I can't remember what the girl's name was, one with the tattoos.
Gemma.
Thank you. Were on the show, and
I think you're going to say what I was saying.
their directness to sex.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, I know as a man, if a man had done that on TV, he's getting dragged. Right, yeah? Do you think in the changing society where women are a lot more liberated with their sexual desires, that they also have to rein it in because it has to be a balance? Or is it okay for women to be overtly sexual because they haven't been allowed to be openly sexual in history?
I get now, so obviously clearly I'm going to answer first, I'll just start talking. I get the reasons why, like, because it's now a thing for women to be more allowed to be sexually liberated, they will be. Hence why sometimes I'm quite open about talking about sex on the pod. But there is, first and foremost, there's a time and a place, and you still have to have some kind of decorum. Actually, a lot of decorum, whether you're male or a female.
Would you class this as the female equivalent to lad banter? Or lad, you know when?
Say that again. What would I class
Would you
as?
class this as the female equivalent to lad banter?
What? Gemma's behaviour?
No, as in like, you know when lad banter, I was like, oh yeah, she's alright, yeah, that's a bit of me, like that type of.
Yeah, like the female version is a bit like that, but less laddie, if that makes sense. Without being sexist, like women will
What
be
Gemma
like,
was saying was female lad behaviour.
no, it wasn't. It's
Yeah, like,
that was that's lad behaviour.
Do they care for there to
It's
be
like
a
at
balance?
the wedding when the friend
Because
was like,
you see, like you said,
Oh
because
yes, this is the conversation I wanted. Let's go.
do they care about there being a balance? Like really, because
I don't think they do. But the difference is
they
when the
haven't
friend-
had it for however
friend
long.
at
So
the
now it's
wedding-
literally like, oh, I'm
Oh, Gemma,
not giving a
is it
fuck.
happening? Is it happening tonight? And then Gemma's replying, how are you going to say that across the table at a fucking wedding about the groom? And she's barely met him, both of them. And then just what? I don't think so much Keisha, but Gemma,
She's jarring, bro.
Keisha's annoying
She's
with it,
jarring. No, bro, she posted her wedding photos on the internet
and then
and
scrubbed
rubbed
him
man
out.
out. If that's not the most childish thing I've seen anybody do in my life,
I think she just felt. I haven't seen the end of it, so I don't know what's gone on there. But clearly nothing's gone right. But I think it's to get a one over on him. Gemma, I
didn't.
just
He didn't
think
care.
like
can I? I'm gonna play.
I don't know.
I'm gonna play something here.
Been knowing that wasn't gonna happen.
I'm gonna play something here.
I
and
said
I'm
this from the
gonna
beginning.
play
both of
something
them.
here, which is on the circuit of this conversation. Yeah.
Damn shame. She was
Mark's
fine.
just like,
In relationships,
Oh, sorry.
when it comes to dating and relationships, who's typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
Yeah, the woman. The woman.
I've
So
seen
who's the
this.
prize in a lesbian relationship? Both of them?
Both of them. Yeah, oh God. Be the prize.
So then why aren't they both the prize in a heterosexual relationship?
Because men are down here and women are up here.
Okay, so are women equal to men or are women superior to men?
For sure, superior.
Okay, so then why do women go around saying they want equality when they actually want superiority?
It's just for the look. So people just want to be like, oh, I'm gonna go look for this, but they're actually looking
Okay,
for money.
why is it, do you know what the definition of chauvinism is? Chauvinism, it means one sex thinking they're superior to another. Why is it when men think they're superior, we call it chauvinism, but when women think they're superior, we call it feminism?
That's a great question.
When it comes to
and you see how they can't answer
And I'll
it
just drop them
because
here.
there's feminists out there that will sit there and call it feminism, or they'll be like, yeah, it's, and they won't think that they're being superior. Whereas if they look at it from a male's perspective, they're like, oh, he thinks he's more superior. Just because in history, men have been seen to appear more superior and things like that. But this is like now times have changed. So in my opinion, all I've got to say is you see how they couldn't answer that question at the end when they're like, yeah, that's a good question. Because fair enough, a lot of people don't want to see men and women as equal, but you kind of do in that aspect. You can't have a woman that's trying to be more superior than a man.
Some men don't want to release the reins and like the idea of power and control. And then some women don't have a level of power and control in their life and want to be seen as superior. So the problem is, when you're saying you want XYZ from a man and you want a man to do this, there's no balance here. And ultimately, listen, everyone's different. The way society has changed, like as I said, the role of a man, a woman's role has changed. A man's still trying to figure out his role, and it's not to be doing X, Y, and Z. But if you believe in balance, you want ultimately a balanced life, especially if you're saying, okay, cool, if I value you as a person, regardless of your gender, it should be a thing of I'm valuing you based on balance and equality. It's not a thing of, for example, when you look at modern day dating, where it's selective of, oh, I want this, but you have to do this.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like I don't doubt that there's not women that are certain women that are more superior, and that's just probably women that are probably there are. I'm not gonna. There's men that are more superior than women. There's women that are more superior than that. You can be equal as well. I've definitely seen. It's not something to brag about, but in relationships, I've seen where, yeah, I feel I am more superior than the guy that I've dated. Hence why I'm probably not dating them anymore. And that doesn't mean to say I'm better. Maybe superior is even the one word to use, but it's not to say that I'm better. It's just to say that I'm probably a little bit more on a higher level. That person, like, I wouldn't even be like, oh, you're beneath me. But
what makes any of them a higher?
It doesn't, but I think it's just the case of how you look at things. Like, because you can look at the statistics of it could be either job or where they are in life and things like that. But
What statistics? What statistics?
What?
What statistics? What statistics?
Did I say?
I got it.
Because all right, let me just pause you for a minute. Because with that as well, you have things, especially in relationships, where you outgrow each other.
Yeah, definitely. Because I would say,
different
okay,
ways.
outgrow.
I don't call that being more superior than the other. It's just that sometimes you may be on different paths.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Do you know what? Fair point. But sometimes there's. I'm not even going on like my past relationships.
I've never looked at an ex-partner and been like, we're not together no more because I think you're a joke, man, and I'm superior to you because
I don't think of it
My
like
joke man
that.
days are done, and you're still in your joke man days.
Yeah,
so
like,
I'm
I've never
you.
looked at it like that. It's like, okay,
No, I don't think of it. I've never
My
thought
joke
of it
man
like
days are
that.
done.
But
Katie wants to be a clown, and I'm about being around better. And do you know
no,
what I'm trying to say? No,
I
it's
can
not that.
definitely see where some people do say that and think that on their own, and I do see where relationships that I've come out of, if it's been put to me that it's seen that way, that other people might think that, I can definitely see it. I'm still not the person that will definitely be like, yeah, I'm more superior than you, but sometimes I can see where some people would say that or where it would be seen, just in certain aspects. I also see it in other people's relationships, whether they're still together or not.
So are you putting this down to like career or ambition? Is that what makes the difference?
I would probably say like career wise, no, because you can have a really great career and you can just have just got there by chance, and you can, be still building in your career and have more ambition. It's more to do on ambition. If you have
I'm a bin man, and I want to be the best bin man I can be. I still get paid 60 grand a year.
No, but that's different, because I wouldn't say based on career, but I would definitely say.
Is it based on finance?
No, I didn't say based on finance.
I'm asking. I'm not telling you. I'm asking.
No, because you could have more ambition and you could be building something, could be earning less than someone that probably just doesn't have a clue what the hell they want to do. They've probably just landed in a good job.
While he's working on his mixtape.
Well, yeah, but then he could blow. So I do think it can be based on ambition.
Did a
and
mixtape
morals.
guy take your girl or something? What's wrong with you? You've used this a few times now, bro.
No, I know a guy. What?
I said, did some guy with a mixtape take your girl or something? He uses this way too
I
many
think
times.
anybody that's, and not just anyone that's jobless, anyone that's jobless and has no intention of getting a job.
Jobless. That sounded violent. Relax, bro.
Anyone that's jobless.
No, but it's true. Like, if you don't have a job, then that's
If
fine.
you don't have job.
You could be working on it.
Trappers don't have jobs. They make money. What are you talking
No,
about?
but this is what I'm saying. If you don't have any job, any career, any ambition, and you don't want to work on it, and you actually don't care and you don't mind being a bum,
Scammers have ambition.
how can you sit there and say that someone who hasn't got...
You have to have
They
be
don't even
ambitious to
need
pull
to
off some
be-
of the things they pull off.
No, I'm not even talking about scammers. I'm just
Kay,
talking about... And I've seen it as well. I've seen it.
Okay, at the end of the day, not everyone can be the boss.
No, but it doesn't even
So
mean
no,
that.
but we have a mentality sometimes in today's world where everyone wants to be the boss, everyone wants to be in
Nobody
charge.
wants to be a worker.
No one wants to be a worker. We have to have workers as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't even mean that. You could be working 9 to 5 in River Island for all I know. Like,
That shop still exists.
I don't even know.
it does.
But you could be. You've got a job at the end of the day. But Harry's sitting at home with
you
no
could be.
job.
But if you're
and doesn't give a
But if
shit.
you're talking about the modern era, yeah, people, yeah, the person could have ambition and work in River Island and still wants to do X, Y, and Z, yeah. The modern situation, yeah, because I think a man would date a woman that works in River Island and feel no way about it, yeah. Even if he's got a corporate job or whatever, a lot of women won't date a man who works retail if they're working a corporate job, because they will baby boy him off of, if that's what you're doing, no, allow it, because ultimately it doesn't match
What she's
their
on.
ideals of what
this
they
is-
believe to be.
This is the argument that I'm
Because
making.
ultimately,
because
ambition,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Ambition means nothing. You can have ambition and lack end product. So
Yeah.
it makes no difference of whether you have ambition or not. Because if one of you, like at the end of the day, listen, everyone in life here has certain things where they're just like, superficial. That's what I'm looking for. Everyone has this. A lot of people have a superficial view of things that they're willing to accept and whatnot. I think for a lot of modern women, right? Yeah, I'm not saying everyone. A lot of modern women, the financial part of the protection part of, okay, does he have a good job? Is it career based? ECT, like the rest of that stuff. Fine. For men, it's more so like, what's she like? Does she know my friends? What's she around other men? It's a bit more simplistic. Yeah. But that also comes down to ownership. I made a joke to someone the other day saying that in this life, only women and children are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved based on
What they can do.
yeah.
Which I don't
If I can
think-
look
I don't
after
think
you,
that's fair.
if I look after you, you will love me unconditionally. If I can build you a house, you will love me unconditionally.
It may not be fair, but it's true.
Because I saw something.
It's not fair.
I saw something today on YouTube where it said, "Are modern
It's
men
not
weak?"
true, though.
Based on what metric?
Huh?
You haven't said
Based-
it's not true.
Based
I can't
on
say
like
it's not true,
society.
because sadly
Wait,
it is true.
1 second.
I don't think it's fair,
Mark.
but it is true.
Wait, Mark, expand that, please.
So basically, I saw something on YouTube saying, "Are modern men weak?" And what they meant by that is that saying that today's men, like one guy was actually saying that maybe it's to do with obviously the schooling where everyone's first. Everyone doesn't like. Everyone is first to something. There's no like leader at all no more. And I was just like, I was just watching this thing. I was just like, it's. But then this was coming from a woman as well, and she said she only dates men on a high platform.
And I've
I'm
seen
just
that
like,
on a
oh,
lot of female podcasts, hence why sometimes I don't always watch female podcasts, because they're kind of the same. They always want to talk about how they want to find a man that works this, that, and the third. But to be honest, me personally, I've never been that kind of girl that has to find that man that needs to be on par. Because to be honest, I don't need to, I didn't meet my boyfriend thinking, yeah, you need to be on top. We was pretty much at the similar levels. And for me, well, we was young, so I was like, well, whatever this is, and if we do become something stronger, then we can grow.
But do you think do you think that's a dying breed now when people are looking for partners?
Yeah.
Well,
it was even when did I meet him now? It was
10 years ago.
okay, yeah, let's say about
10 years ago.
it's not 10 years.
I'm being polite to make this quicker.
No.
10 years ago.
All right, let's just for argument's sake 8-10 years ago now.
So 10 years ago.
It was a dying breed then, because my opinion is still the same then as it is now. Girls were not thinking like that. Girls were then thinking still, oh yeah, I need this, I need that.
Because do you feel that some
guy.
not obviously all females,
That's
all
what I say it's
girls.
unfair, because they do feel like that. They do think
So
like that.
do you feel that some women will just look at like they want a man that's the full article, like the finished article?
Bro, every time people bring up this conversation,
Some
no
people
one
argue
ever
that they
brings
don't,
up
but they
emotional
do.
maturity.
No one.
No one ever brings up emotional maturity. Yeah, he can have this, finance that. Yeah, look after me here. This guy could be a literal piece of shit.
He could be American
You're not gonna
Psycho.
get-
But this
you're
is
not
what I'm
gonna get-
saying.
This is interesting because it links something I was thinking. You're not going to get emotional maturity from a man in his hoe phase.
No, you're not, because a man in his hoe
And a
phase is
man's
enjoying.
hoe phase can go
He could be
on for
on
a
top
long
and everything. Nah.
time.
Nah, sorry.
But you're not going to get emotional maturity from someone who only values you for,
What you look like.
you know what I'm trying to say? That's why the concept of like online dating to me is bizarre, because it's already superficial, because
Already
you're looking
checking him off
for,
on paper.
and that's why it goes back to the married at first sight thing.
That's why I did
That
online
woman
dating
said,
for fun.
but
I would
that,
never,
that woman
never take
said,
that seriously.
that woman said, right, yeah, the Keisha woman, said she wanted a West African man, right, yeah, with
She was
size,
given.
right, yeah, with size, right, yeah, strong in culture,
What do you mean by with
right,
size?
yeah, as in he
built.
Oh, built.
stocky. So in my mind, I laughed, and I didn't laugh because I thought, okay, you can't have standards, because ultimately, my man said he liked petite girls. That's not fat shaming. He just said he liked petite girls. He didn't badmouth her. Cool. You both want a certain type of thing. The reason why saying petite girls, petite doesn't generalize culture, race, background, none of that, right? Yeah, at all. The reason why, for me, her comment was problematic. Cool. For both people, he's been married before. She hasn't. Right, yeah. She's mid-30s, probably a couple of years older than you and IK. Now,
She's
35. I
ain't she
think.
31?
No, she's absolutely not.
I thought she was.
Absolutely not.
I said absolutely not. I thought she was.
Mark, she's not younger than
Oh,
us.
no. She is. Do you know why? Because I know.
She was 31.
No.
Kiss me neck,
No, I'm sure she was.
blouse and skirt.
I don't think anyone on that
Yeah.
show was, well, apart from the older couple, I don't think anyone else was around that age.
Point I'm trying to make is, yeah.
32.
Point I'm trying to make is, yeah. Anyone who's ever been on a date might have been around, yeah. You said you wanted West African men. You are in the UK. 3.5%, yeah, of black people. There are more women than there are men. You realize you wanting a West African man, right? Yeah. She's Caribbean, so I'm not gonna act booky and be like, "Well, what's wrong with Caribbean men?" Not get involved in that conversation. That's really
That was
mad.
my first sentiment.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
No,
When
no.
when
I thought that, but I was
when
thinking,
I heard her
okay,
say it,
cool.
I went, but what do you?
I was like, okay, cool. So you want a West African man for whatever reason? Maybe you've got a bad experience with Caribbean men. Fine,
Very
right? Yeah.
specific.
I've had that on a dating app.
Yeah.
She says she doesn't normally go.
Caribbean man.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
said, "Rah."
See, mad.
Because she asked my background, and I said that. She's like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
What's
So
the- what's the ooh for?
what you've done now is yeah. See, if I say, for example, I date black women,
Can't leave Caribs alone.
I'm not a Carib, so watch your mouth. Right? Yeah.
I'm not sleeping with you either.
Yeah, but that is my culture, so watch your mouth. I'm not calling you the Niger. You're Nigerian. Relax.
I don't mind that.
Talk about my culture with manners. Please and thank you.
I just said I can't get enough of.
Any of, regardless. Right, yeah. I repeat. Talk about my culture with respect. Thank
talk
you.
to me nice."
You weren't listening.
It's not even Black History Month.
You weren't even listening. It's fine. Go on.
So of course. So what you're doing now, is you've taken your dating pool of dating black men. So say that is in itself a pond. Yeah. To now saying I
3.5%
only
of a
want
pond.
No, not the pond. You went from a pond, a lake, sorry.
From a lake.
A lake to a swimming pool.
Yeah, basically, because then you've just
You minimalize your pool. Especially when you know
Drastically.
exponentially.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Especially when you know a lot of black men date outside their race, whether they're Caribbean or West African. So even when they was dating, man, when he came up there, he's not really my size. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not really my side of he's shorter than I thought. He hasn't got the same build. Are you trying to build or not?
What did she say that?
But that's the thing. I don't know
Well, a
if
lot
she
of
said
people,
that.
But that's why, obviously, I like the idea of the show and that, and obviously it's entertainment for me.
Is it like a Love
it's-
Is Blind type of thing?
Yeah,
Kinda
but at the
sorta.
same time, you can't expect you to have on paper exactly what you want and what you ask for and to be given that, because at the end of the day, like Reese was saying, that guy could be everything you ask for on paper, but he could be a total prick.
What happened to people's morals?
Wait. Let me ask you a question, though.
You're relying on the
Let me ask you a
What
message.
happened to the people?
Let me ask you a question.
You're
Say
relying
you
on
had
the
a
matter.
list, yeah?
Yeah.
Say you're
This is
dating a woman,
why.
for example.
This is why our single people are suffering, because there's people out there.
That's what I was thinking. That's funny.
No, for real. I've got love for my single people, but this is why
That
they're
was funny the
suffering.
way she said that.
No.
They are not your people.
Question, yeah?
You are.
For you and Mark.
How do you know I'm single?
If you cheat, blood, blows and skirts.
joking.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Say for example, yeah, you came across
Tracy.
a woman you was relaxed, you was highly attracted to, yeah, and she ticked 9 out of the 10 things on your personal box. Personal list, sorry, I said box. Personal list, yeah. Relax. Right, yeah. Relax. Right. And this is, I'm asking both of you.
Such
but
a
the
child.
I ignore him. That's why you see I'm facing this way, yeah. But the one thing that was her negative was that she had different political views than you, and she was a different religion than you. Right, yeah. Would that stop you from dating her? And you know why that's the best answer you can make? Because ultimately you're saying everything is right apart from one thing. There's no such thing as perfect.
Thank you.
There's no
But
such thing as perfect.
people will nullify and be like, oh yeah, but that's a big thing. You think I'm a Labour follower and she's conservative, but I'm not gonna date her because we have different political views.
Is that not going to
but with that, wouldn't you rather have someone who challenges you and has
creates
different
conversation?
opinions?
People don't want to be challenged.
That's somebody who's going to have a completely different
But
view
that's
from
why
you.
most people
That's
would like
someone
to
who's
date
going to give you a good
their
argument, a
opposites
good
in certain
discussion,
aspects.
good conversation.
And sometimes it's a learning aspect as well. Like, oh, I didn't look at it that way.
I didn't look at
before.
it right. You learn. You start thinking things. You
And
start
vice
seeing things
versa.
different. But because people want it set, people want set dinner.
then-
People want this
That's
starter
why this show-
with this main and this dessert.
And then some of
I
these
want
couples
nothing
fail
different,
because
nothing-
maybe these experts get it right based
different.
on.
No, they're not experts.
They're all wrong.
Well, maybe
They're all
these
wrong.
no,
The
but I'm
bald
saying- I'm
black
saying-
man, wrong. The
I'm
scary
saying-
woman with the crow's feet, wrong. The other
say
black
crow's
woman,
She does
wrong.
She don't have crow's feet, you know. No, I was saying maybe on the
Why
terms
you Harlem
of
shaking? Sorry.
What, feet like that?
Exactly.
The bull-off buff black woman.
That's why she wears more closed toe shoes. Her open toe shoes. I said maybe just on the aspect of they mightn't think, oh, this is not the right person for me, or this is what. Okay, let's trust the process, and yeah, it might work because some of them might be opposites. They might come together. Some of them don't
what is
want
the
to try.
process?
processes. Trust the process. Trust the fact that we've matched you with
All right,
someone that
Arteta.
is good on science and
Yeah,
good
his
on
process
paper
working,
and blah,
relax.
blah,
Yeah, I
blah.
know.
And basically
That's
what
what
they're
I'm
meant to
vexed.
do is at least work at it together as a team. If it works, it works. If you don't,
You know, I
it
think
don't.
it is. I think my understanding of
can never get it
my
right,
understanding of dating now is it's not for the fact that people say, I've got standards. I don't think it's a standard thing.
The expectation
No,
is
you want something that one doesn't exist, or you like it's like people like the idea of love. They don't want to be in love.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
or,
true.
I've had it
You
where
don't wanna
people
work at
run away from it because it's like raw.
Or
This
my,
is scary.
this is
This is
getting-
new.
or my personal favorite.
Yeah.
this is getting too close to love.
Not
Don't
even
like
my,
that.
But yeah,
my personal favorite. Not even the idea of love, which is the problem. It's they themselves don't know what they want. They know what they don't want. So you can have everything that you don't
what they do
want,
want.
and then when you do get into a situation where things make sense, it's like
You question it.
you're questioning it, or it
That's
could
what
be a list,
that's
or
what
it could,
Jordan was doing.
or it could be a list of
show.
5. It could be a list of 5 or 6 things, and they're fine. But one thing, no, the flags are a bit orange. I don't really, whatever. I was like, you don't understand the flag system because red flags ain't bad.
Oh,
Black
he
flags are.
snores in his sleep. Like,
Yeah, how could it be like,
Plus, you know the
she
reason.
snores, red
plus,
flag.
Send me to a website where
Plus,
I
you know
can
the
fix
reason.
that.
But then,
put
you
the
know
plaster thing on my
you know
nose
the
or
reason-
something, man.
you know the
Jeez.
reason why the
Nothing
show
wrong
for
about
me
that.
is very problematic, because as a social experiment, you're in a bubble, right? Yeah, as in, yeah, you go on holiday, cool. You get to see what you're like on holiday, fine. You do home visits to people's houses, but you're still within the confines of this.
This experiment.
Your work. Remember, you're not going to work. Like none of the normal confines of normal life.
They're not going to work.
Thank you.
I forgot that, you know.
There's one reality.
It's easy to do it.
There's one black reality dating show that I do watch called Ready to Love, and it's for like mature black people.
Oh, I've seen that.
Like,
Are we still too young?
too young.
No, there's
we
people
still too young
people
to
in
be
their
watching
30s
that?
as well.
Wait, time out. Did you say that Keisha girl's our age?
I'm sure she
Don't
is.
piss me off. Lies. Google
Although
that. Google that.
though,
While you're talking, Google that.
although I do know of someone that knows her and they are older by a few years, so maybe she is. I feel like I've seen,
But,
you know, when they're
if
talking
you
on the
tell-
show and it has their name and their
if you
age. I'm
tell
sure
me
I've seen Keisha's 32.
that woman,
Is that a
31.
celebrity age?
if you tell me that woman
Huh?
is
that a
out here
celebrity
using the
age?
term boss
No,
bitch,
when they're on
if you tell me
Married
that
at First Sight, their name comes up and their age, but I might have.
So really, you're saying she doesn't look at age?
no, if you tell me that woman
She could be 30. I think
is
she could be
telling me
35.
as a grown woman, yeah.
No, sorry, she's 36.
Thank
Sorry.
you, because there's no way in hell. You're
Oh yeah,
telling me,
because their son's 16.
bro, it's still problematic that you are plus 35 and you're on TV saying you're a boss bitch. You're a grown woman.
No.
It's because she's a boss in it. That's why. But you know what happens.
No, I don't know what happens.
I'm saying these people get to a certain
People
age, they go through midlife
people
crisis
really
early.
love this
they just say this
Americanized
thing.
way of living,
I'm a boss ass bitch. Oh, did you see it? Did you see what she was doing in the pink?
and it popped. I lost
And she was still shaking.
See, if I was my man, I would have said leave straight away. Put the paper,
He
leave.
was like,
Why are you
oh,
doing the most on the
no.
internet? Leave.
What was she doing?
They was making
'Cause
food
her
in the
arse crack
apartment,
was
and she was
all
bum
over
flicking
the
in some
joint.
lycra, some, you know, them nurses outfit, which is like that material.
Yeah.
That. And the thing
latex-
tore.
what's it
Latex,
called?
thank you. It was latex. And the thing tore and her bum was
I don't
out.
think it's latex, you know.
It looked cheap. I don't know what it was. Look,
Where was she doing this?
in their apartment.
In the apartment when she was cooking dinner for him, she was doing.
But why? But why?
And then she carried on.
Why?
Because people
I'll
love
gift it.
TV.
I'm gonna send it to you.
She's
now.
got a child. No,
forget
don't
her
don't
having-
send that to me.
No, forget she. That's funny.
Oh
don't
my
send it to me.
gosh, she's got a child.
No, but
Don't
listen,
send that to
no,
me.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to parent shame.
No, but
Because
on TV,
ultimately-
like, why are you doing that on
cool.
TV?
So that's the problem I had. Right, yeah. I'm not going to parent shame because ultimately you have to understand our parents
can
were
do it as a parent,
our parents were people before they were parents.
Even
We're
though
not
it's an
gonna-
accident,
but
you've
none of that
now
shit's documented.
actively shaking your ass
We're not
crack.
gonna act
With
like
them
that. Yeah.
slow grind with a red stripe on the wall.
We're not gonna act like our parents weren't people before. Like I have friends who are parents now. They're still who they are.
I know what you're
But
talking about.
It's more one. If that's my mum, I'm gonna feel like embarrassed. But also my takeaway from that is
And especially in today's day and age, kids will snap that. They'll
Yeah,
be teasing him
It's
for
just too much.
Keisha, I see your mum. Not Keisha.
Like, fam,
I see your mum on TV.
Your mum's out here acting wild, you know, bro.
I saw your mum's
It's
crack.
not the fact that she was whining, whatever. That's fine. But I'm saying
You're moving
on
mad
TV,
I just personally,
and the thing rip, and you're aware. It's not like, oh, you didn't.
it's like, for example,
And your child's not even like.
if we were on TV,
Baby, your child's
if we were
16.
on TV, anyone in the room, Gabriel, any of us, yeah, you know, Katie is going to be a mess because that's Katie. That's her personality.
Katie
She's all over-
show.
She's all over the gaff. But that's not her acting up. That's just Katie.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That woman to me looked like she was acting up for the cameras.
Yeah, she did because he was like, and the thing ripped, and she went, "I know, right?" or something like that, and carried on.
Even the VT stuff, like it's unnecessary. Like
Me, I would have been like,
on TV, I guarantee you, O is a pussycat. O's not giving people half the stories that we know on the pod. He's going to be really chilled and laid out. Right, boom.
Yeah, he's gonna keep it for after hours.
I
Mark's
think I
going to
would
be
just be myself. I can't help.
Patreon.
I can't be.
yeah.
I would forget there's cameras.
Mark, yeah, there you go. Mark's gonna be Mark.
I forget
He's gonna have his
his name.
moments where he's just gonna be like Craig David in a corner, rendezvous and pulling Gal to the side on a discreet one.
Yeah.
Actually, when you got big ass camera crew following you, I probably wouldn't forget there's cameras.
But
Like
the-
this,
the
I would.
big light is in your face, bro.
Yeah, but
You know it's there.
yeah. Do you know what? You're right. I probably would forget.
So all right. So bringing it back, would you do Big Brother?
No,
Okay.
I'd rather wait for
because that's even worse. I would forget there's cameras in.
I know you would forget.
Nah.
Katie be like this.
Yeah.
I'd crash him elbow up armpit.
Katie be like, "I'm used to sleeping naked."
Literally.
Oh, I need a bath.
I don't do that.
No, the reason
Obi doing a shit and brushing his teeth.
I couldn't. It's just because like.
they leave you in the toilet anyway.
One time,
They don't record you in
And
the toilet.
randomly,
One
I
time.
pull these weird faces. I just do weird things, and I forget that I'm, sometimes people, like
Would you welcome
that
like
face for?
would you welcome like a black edition
I just do weird
No
things.
way.
of Big Brother?
No way.
Yeah, I just sit there and just sometimes my thoughts come out, and I'm just like, I do something, and I pull some mad faces. I do some weird shit. So no, and anybody that spends near enough, apart from you lot, an hour with me, just know that already that I would just
Run for cover.
motherfucker.
All right, so speaking back on mental health, do you think you're introvert when you're dealing with your problems?
I like your trousers.
Okay. Thanks.
And an answer to
And swerve back to the question.
You could have said that any other time.
So weird.
Gabriel is my favorite person. He tried to
Gabriel's
curb
your
That
that.
was so weird.
Do you want me to ask again?
no, you said go on.
Liverpool.
All right. Do you feel that you're introvert when you're dealing with your own problems?
Oh,
Da 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 da.
That's funny.
That's
That
smooth.
is
that was
That was
really
smooth.
good.
Oh, that's
That was
funny.
wicked.
That was really
That's funny.
good.
Well
So
played.
Mark, from the very first time.
Very, very smooth.
She set that up. Boy.
That's my favorite version as well.
The acoustic version.
The best. I would say probably, with like the fact that you've asked that question, I didn't actually think about it, but I'm not an introverted person, but I am when I deal with my own shit.
Do you think that's healthy, or do you think that's just a process that you?
I think it's a process
Katie's
that
thought straight away. But it works for me.
I think it is a process, but when I know I need to project and speak to people, I will.
So right, so do you feel that you're introvert when you're going when you processing it, and then when you're ready to talk about it, you'll talk to your inner
Yeah.
circle?
Let's say, all right, okay. I'll share something.
Oh,
No, it's quite relevant. So the other day, sometimes it hasn't happened in a while, but sometimes I have these little anxiety attacks. And sometimes if they're really bad, I don't know, I can't handle it properly. Sometimes I do. And obviously, me, I'm like the insomnia queen. So I couldn't sleep, and then I was, having an anxiety attack. Usually my partner, he's either next to me or I'm at home or whatever.
Poor man can't sleep.
Nah, I thought, he was so tired. I was like, I'm going to let him sleep.
My girl
I'm gonna let
shuffling
him
in the
sleep.
bed. I'm trying to sleep.
No, but that's the thing. And this is the
People are
point.
shuffling,
I won't wake him.
She's doing a Tyrone Bigham dance.
I won't
for
wake
coke.
him. I will leave him. I'll let him sleep. And I'm like, I'm going to deal with it by myself. Fuck off. But I did actually think to myself, should I see if...
I'm sorry, I can see Tyrone Biggums. I'm sorry.
It was the
This is the duppy thing all over again. It's my own fault. I laughed last week.
Sorry, Kay. Proceed.
As we
So
proceed.
I was thinking to myself, I was like, which one of my friends is usually awake at this time? Maybe I could. But I just thought to myself, no, deal with it by yourself. You're fine. It's not a big issue. But it was usually it will pass after a minute or so, and it weren't passing. And I was like, I can't get up. I can't get up to get water. And I was like, let me just chill and relax. But then in that moment, maybe, because I know that at that time, it was probably only like 12:01. I know a handful of my friends, including Marcus, probably would have been awake. And if I was like, hi, you got how are you? Just normal conversation probably would have mellowed me out. But I just thought to myself, no, let me keep it to myself. It's not every day. Like you should be, help me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas it annoys me when people do
I'll be honest.
cry for attention.
For
like
me,
that.
it's never helped me. I had this conversation at work earlier.
No, but I wouldn't say that. That's me taking the piss.
I'm
saying
solutions over sympathy.
help me. But it is simple. It is simple. But sometimes certain things you can deal with better with
Go sleep.
other people. But
The problem with that though is that sometimes then when you tell people afterwards, then they say,
why
"Why didn't you just call me?"
Exactly. But I'm not one of them people that every time you have a little
Especially-
bit of
and-
trouble with stuff, you call someone.
Even with a partner who's like literally laying right there, and then he finds out afterwards what happened. He's like, "Well, listen, I was right there. You could have just woken me up."
No, he literally said that. He literally said, why didn't you wake me? And I'm like, it wasn't that deep. If I was having
Y'all are cold blooded.
Mark.
if I was having like a
That boy cold-blooded.
mad episode, then
boy-
possibly.
Man, if you see me in my deep sleep,
No, I don't think it was that deep.
My phone's on
For me.
D&D at night, yeah, but like there's certain people who are in my favourites list. Like if they call me after hours, obviously my watch calls in it, so it's one of them ones. Like my little sister called me in a bind the other day, and it was late, and it was like, listen, sometimes you need that, innit? Like,
Yeah, that's
sometimes you just need someone to
every
kind
day.
of the methodology, just to kind of talk you through your moment, just to kind of help you process it.
And it wouldn't even be like, oh my God, I'm having an anxiety attack, talk to me. I probably wouldn't even say that. I'll probably just be
sometimes
like,
it's just hearing someone else's voice.
like my sister, she just goes to bed so early, but usually her, I'm just like, if I have any troubles with
God
anything,
forbid.
I'm like, oh. But in the day, I can talk to her. I message her, be like, what you up to? What you doing?
I'm going through something, but I can't call you because you went to bed early. Because I'm an adult.
No, but she goes to bed. Obviously, she has 2 kids and
There you
whatever,
go.
so it's understandable. I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying I would never trouble my sister at night or anything like that. But if this was saying I won't speak to her in the day, I could be like, oh, like you up, you call whatever, and she wouldn't know there's a problem.
What?
She wouldn't know there's a problem, but just me messaging her, talking to her throughout the day, I'll be cool. And that is usually what I do with my partner. But I thought, no, I'm gonna let him sleep. It's not that deep. And I thought, yeah. But in answer to your question, I probably am more introverted, because someone who's extroverted, you would think that I would be a drama queen screaming all the time about things. But I hate when people do that. No, I'm a drama queen, but I hate when people, like I was saying, there's people.
You think I'm a drama queen? I'm a drama queen.
No, but
you know what? That's similar to me.
No, but I'm a drama
I'm Vic
queen.
James,
But,
bitch.
I mean, I am, but
no, but when it's
Charlie Murphy gonna tell you something about I slapped Charlie Murphy. I just slapped Charlie Murphy. What are you talking about? This slap Charlie Murphy.
no, when it's something serious that people would expect you to holler at them for, then no, I wouldn't, is my point. Whereas I don't like when people cry wolf too much. Hi, I'm going through something. Oh, I just need to speak to you, like every minute or all the time. That jars me, and I won't be that person.
That's not fair though. That's not fair though.
It isn't. It isn't.
Because if you have a friend who suffers from anxiety, yeah.
No, but this is a friend that doesn't suffer from anything like that.
No, but the thing is, when someone's in a bind and they're like that and they need to talk to you, yeah.
That's different.
Of course, but you have to also you have to like, even if you were that person and it's a situation of you being like, I need to talk to you about something, and you put the phone down and they call you back. Yeah, obviously it's going to be annoying to you because you're like, oh my God, this person's complaining again. But you also have to understand that person's calling you because they're in a bind.
No, I would still
wouldn't-
have time for that.
No, but
kind of
that's what I'm trying to
person.
say. Like, it could be annoying. It's going to be annoying because it's I've not got shit to do. This person's calling me again. But it's still. No, but I'm not trying to.
It's
When
true.
I'm saying it, I'm
That's
not trying to be a
literally me,
wanker. But I'm being realistic.
That's realistic.
Yeah,
That's very
It's also the one I'm
realistic.
where
That's
like, yeah, it's annoying, but the person's calling you because they're generally in a bind. If they could manage the process of what they're going through, they wouldn't call you. Right? Yeah. To answer Mark's question, for me, I'm a solutions over sympathy person. So I'm very introverted in how I deal with things. When I'm angry, I go very quiet. When I'm pissed off, I go very quiet. Right? Yeah. Because ultimately, I have to be able to mentally articulate something before I say it out loud.
So you take that time out to think
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. That's the
And I think
silence.
when I was younger, militant in the backside straight away. Now I'm like, you know what? I still have militant elements of me, but I've also realized I've gotten softer. I'm a lot calmer, and I'm a lot more relaxed to certain things that will trigger me. But I also want dignified responses. So if I feel like you're getting on my nerves and I feel like it's going to fall by the wayside, I won't even say nothing. I just stop talking. I don't see the point of wasting words. We know the answer to O's one. We all know the answer to O one. O goes super silent when you're messaging him and he airs you.
Yeah, O goes off
In
the
the
map.
morning, oh, in the
He
night.
goes off the map. You could be like, hey, just checking in, and you won't get a message for a couple of days. But I know that's just, I'm hoping it is O just being O. Sometimes you might message O and you see the online and then the offline. I'm like, oh, that's rude.
I just send it. I just call him by his government name and say.
There's times when I might be messaging O and I might be still sending a message, and in the time I'm typing, I can see online, boop, boop, and I'm like,
This is why the drop down menu is my best friend, bruv.
I'll leave him alone.
The drop down menu is my best friend.
That hits me straight.
What?
Well, the drop down menu.
Well, for you, I just hope that you have your inner circle, or you know how to deal with certain things.
Yeah.
When you're going through stuff.
Basically, what I heard Mark say is, "Don't be a bitch." Answer your messages.
That as well. In a polite way.
But we got to wrap anyway. Mark, do you want to share anything before we go?
Nah, peace, love, and happiness.
Before I do my closures.
It's always good to be loved and to love others. But we don't love them hoes.
KDR.
Did you see that meme?
KDR.
Nothing. I just, yeah.
Okay, before we wrap,
Love, peace, and harmony.
okay, that's enough of me.
Great tracks that have the same thing on Women Do They?
What? No, it doesn't.
Okay, cool.
I want to shout out Luther. I want to shout out Luther Burrell, who is a rugby player who did a talk today at work, speaking about his experience as a rugby player and the racial abuse he received and what he's doing within the game of rugby to kind of change people's mentality towards how they view players from different backgrounds. That's going to be my shout out for Black History Month for this week's episode. Really great guy, really great conversation. This has been episode 120 of Different Stroke Podcast. You can find this DSP on all your favorite DSPs, my favorite YouTube. You can find mine, Mark's, O's, and Katie's information in the description below. You can find O's book website in the description below and Mark's photography website in the description below. I've been Raw Talk Reese. To my right's been
2 drinks.
To my left's been
Mr. O.
and next to him's been
Me.
and we'll be back next week. Love and guidance.
Peace.
Peace.